And this morning, one of the top schools in the country is facing a major health scare and trying to figure out how to keep its students safe now. A rare and very dangerous strain of meningitis has struck Princeton University. 7 people have become ill. The latest came down with a bacterial disease just a week ago. There is a vaccine, but it is not approved in the United States.
CNN's Alexandra Field is in Princeton, New Jersey. And Alexandra, Princeton University trustees, they're now deciding whether to let the students get this vaccine.
And we're told, Victor, that trustees will make that decision sometime this weekend. After trustees decide whether or not to make the vaccine available, it would then be up to some 8,000 students here at Princeton University to decide whether they want a vaccine that has only been approved overseas. Princeton University officials are meeting this weekend to discuss possible vaccinations on campus. It's an effort to combat an ongoing outbreak of meningitis B, which can cause life-threatening illness. The New Jersey Department of Health says the first case developed when a student returned from spring break in March. After additional cases were reported, an outbreak of the disease was declared in May. A total of 6 students and 1 visitor to Princeton are linked to the outbreak. The latest case was diagnosed last week. That student is still hospitalized this morning.
I remember it was pretty instant. You know, she went from feeling almost fine to the next minute 103 fever.
Bacterial meningitis is rare, and the strain causing this outbreak is very rare in the United States. It's not included in currently available vaccines. The bacteria can cause infections of the lining of the brain and spinal cord. Symptoms include headache, fever, vomiting, rashes, and stiff neck. Those infected need to be treated right away, and even those who recover can suffer serious complications such as hearing loss, brain damage, and limb amputations.
To treat it quickly, so a community that may have other cases has to be aware of the symptoms, because the quicker you put someone on antibiotics, the more likely they are to recover.
To combat the disease, the CDC has FDA approval to import the only vaccine for meningitis B as an experimental drug. It's called Bexsero and is approved in Australia and Europe, but not yet in the United States. If university and health officials agree to offer the vaccine, it will be available on a voluntary basis, something students will likely consider.
I think a lot of people are concerned from the fact that it didn't go away over the summer after everybody left.
And as for whether or not students might want that vaccine, well, the ones that we spoke to this morning say they'll probably just wait for the trustees to make their decision before doing their own homework on it. Victor, Zoraida?
Alexandra, we were talking about one student that was diagnosed last week, but the first case was actually back in March. Why are we just learning about this now?
Well, this is becoming news now as the CDC gets that approval from the FDA to import this drug. But the students here on campus tell us that they were made aware of these cases of meningitis B as early as that case back in March. And they tell us they've been getting email updates along the way, letting them know as different cases come to the surface. Zoraida, Victor?
All right, Alexandra Field, thank you very much. And I just want to mention that earlier we talked to a doctor who had said that he actually recommends this vaccine if they actually approve it. But, you know, if you're a parent, you're going to have to check with your own physician to see whether you're okay with it or not.
It's a difficult decision. The good thing is that some of these kids will be going home for Thanksgiving break soon, so they'll be able to disperse, and hopefully this will end here.
I hope so.